of SECESSIA by Michael Harrington. The time is 1862 and the present. An exhibition hall dedicated to First Ladies of the United States of America, and you can imagine slides. At Curtin, VARINA, wife of Jefferson Davis, President of the Confederacy, is seated at her desk contemplating her response to a letter she has just received from a Confederate general who has reprimanded her for wanting to be part of a political discussion when last he visited the Confederate White House.
And I hasten to add that the Davis door is always open, General Kirby. The nation may come in and sit itself down before the fire, as it were.
Slide Eleanor Roosevelt.
I only regret that my beloved husband was unable to be with us on that occasion. He is much away from us, and this leaves administration of our domestic affairs to me. Permit me then, as I did that evening, to assert a pride of place, and herewith offer a reply to your polite but pointed chastisement of my dear friends, Mrs. Mary Chestnut, Miss Constance Carey, and myself, for having the unspeakable audacity to hope we might partake in the discussion you and the President Cabinet members shared after supping with us.
Slide Michelle Obama.
It is clear you cling to a conventional, which is to say narrow and incurious, comprehension of the female mind. Perhaps you even doubt the compatibility of those two words, female mind. I should like then to offer some trifling insight which may someday be of use to you when skirmishing with others of my sex. For you and your ilk, women must bear in abject silence that which men may shout out loud for the entire world to hear or be damned. We are called upon to endure, wordlessly.
Slide Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis.
To shelter and protect our precious children, to shore up as best we can against a steadily rising tide of insult and bloody assault upon the very way of life we cherish, to usher y'all into the parlor, made warm and inviting through a woman's noblest petty ministrations, and then leave that room the very instant conversation turns away from the condescending and perfunctory. Thank you, dear ladies, for the caps and mittens you knit, for the bundles of clothing scraps you miraculously managed to acquire and fashion into stockings to warm the chilblained legs of our brave soldiers, and for these rare provisions you secure and set so daintily upon this table. Surely you cannot wish to stay and listen to coarse men's talk.
Slide Edith Wilson.
I have no aptitude whatsoever to merely listen, sir. I would engage, I would provoke, I would not suggest that I know more about this war than you generals do. Only a deplorable buffoon would dare to make such an outlandish claim. But I would challenge, and I would, wonder of wonders, seek to advise. Listen, you say. I do not endure because I am meek and uninformed, good sir. I can set a table, yes, but I am an educated woman. I have experience in all the matters that you have, sir, save cartography and the field of battle. But I have borne 6 children, General.
Slide Abigail Adams.
6. And thrice as many migrations of household and family. I am so intimately acquainted with poverty and debt, a perpetual blue ruin, not of my own doing, that it almost seems we share a common heritage. What, pray tell, would be your tally in these particular matters? I have pioneered, and I have reconnoitered as most women of my acquaintance must do every day of their lives, and all too often without a man at our side or money in our purse.
Slide Rachel Jackson.
Time and distance have kept my husband little short of a ghostly figment with a mutable location, whose very death or destruction weighs upon me each day and every night, while I keep that disquiet to myself, listening during the unlighted morning hours to my own beating heart, tucked up in a lonely marriage bed divided by this awful, endless war. And all the while, I have endured, but not in silence, never in silence. Truly, I know not the mechanism for it. If Mr. Davis were here, sir, he would affirm that most passionately, I have no goddamn doubt.
Slide Florence Harding.
Do I offend? How very unladylike. General, I sincerely hope you will bear these things in mind next time you are in my home. I will cheerfully shake your hand, take your hat, sit you down and ask, would you care for some tea or do you prefer coffee? I regret we only have boiled sweet potato peelings to offer as a substitute at the present time, and of course, no sugar. These precious commodities are at the front lines with the menfolk and scarce. But conversation is not scarce in my household, good sir, nor is it exclusive. All may partake of it, unstintingly. Those who wish to listen may do so, without forfeit.
Slide Dolly Madison.
For those who evince no interest in mutual conversation, card games are available, and the library holds a gallery of handsome portraits and some very agreeable books of verse. There is even a slender volume on etiquette by Miss Emily Thornwell titled The Lady's Guide to Perfect Gentility. As you may surmise, I have not read it myself. But it does boast a most comforting cover. The lady in question reposes decorously upon a davenport beside a dainty plate of home-baked cookies.
Slide Hillary Rodham Clinton.
My very cordial wishes to your wife and daughters. Sincerely, VARINA Howell Davis, Queen of SECESSIA.